Coach, from the stadium that hosted Super Bowl 51 back in 2017. We are inside NRG Stadium in Houston. They do it big here in Houston, and a second ago it was a Texas-sized welcome for their hometown guys. They're fired up and ready to go as they get set to match up with the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Tonight, 20. Check 41. Let's set a tone, fellas. Here we go.
Now Foles off the play fake to Fournette. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Completes it to Lee. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route.
Flat.
Now Foles. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Foles. That one complete. He finds Shark. And he'll be down deep into Houston territory.
Let's go. Let's do this.
It's a big play for the Jaguars. 42 yards. Well, how about the passing numbers so far on this first drive?
Oh, no doubt about it. They're flinging it around pretty successfully. And look at the start. The confidence level that we see in him rising because he's hit a few early. And how about the last one? The big shot right there.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down.
Hey, box truck.
Here's Foles. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be third down.
Well, the stats that matter on this play don't help a team very much unless, of course, you're playing defense.
If you're getting points per reception, you got a reception, but no yardage. Great job by the defense, though. They read through that one.
They read through it, gave up no yardage, and people got credit for tackles. Pretty good deal.
They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here. Steps away to his left. He can run for it, and he will. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a fourth down.
I liked his effort there. He got it done on his own. But let's face it, he puts defenses in a really stressful spot when he takes off and runs because a lot of guys have coverage responsibilities.
Good job of rallying, though, because I thought when he first took off, he might pick up the first down. Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now a first-time Pro Bowler from a year ago, Lamar Miller. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. We'll check on his status when we get back. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Keep it up, guys.
Watson. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-round pick, DJ Hayden. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. He'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Flush to his right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. The lightning rod, J.J. Watt with a sack.
2 sacks last week. Another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
A few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. And avoids the contact by sliding. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down.
Well, partner, nothing comes open here, so he decides to escape out of there, and he doesn't pick up a 1st down, but he does gain additional yardage to set up a possible field goal attempt if they decide to go that route.
So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goals probably not what they were hoping for.
Man, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10.
Slam, slam, slam.
Here's Johnson. He's got the 1st down and more past midfield. And finally down at the 32-yard line. 31 yards there and a 1st down. Boy, the offensive line there, that was a thing of beauty to watch them block.
I love how you give a little appreciation for those big guys up front, and well-deserved. But how about the execution behind them? You can see the hours of practice that have gone into it. Great pocket by the running back. Quarterback puts it right in the perfect spot. Great mesh point by them. The timing on point. The run even better.
Watson throwing quickly to Hopkins. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly.
Check, check. Watch the pass. Watch the pass. Here we go. Here we go. Check, check. Go back. Go back. We got motion. We got motion. Back up. Back up. Hey, alert. Alert. Hey.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Watson. And Stills bringing it in. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5.
44.
Now it's Watson. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. Kenny Stills, 27 yards, as his guys can now take the lead with the extra point. And there's going to be a stoppage here. The booth wants to take another look at this potential touchdown. They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for, and this touchdown will count. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And they take the lead here at 7-6. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They've probably got some adjustments to make because they've moved the football okay at times, but they haven't been able to get anything consistently going, have they?
What you worry about is it almost turns into a basketball game. The one team's coming down and hitting threes, and you're coming back and getting twos, and you steadily lose ground. In this situation, you're talking about touchdowns to field goals. They want to put in the end zone and put those sixes on the board.
Yeah, they've been settling. That's why they're down on the scoreboard right now. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Back to throw here. The quick slant caught. 18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Second and goal from the 6 this time. A shotgun give to Fournette. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. A 3rd field goal of the first half, not what they're looking for as they come up on 3rd down. They'll look to throw. To the the goal line, but it's incomplete. Problems on third down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on first and second down.
So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And that last touchdown drive, a good mix of pass and run. Defensively, they just looked a little out of whack.
And it's so hard to stay up with an offense that has things going so well, where you're guessing and guessing wrong play after play. So what you need is someone on the defensive side of the ball
leader, right?
to make a big play.
Yeah.
Throw that balance out of whack. That's what you're looking for now. Not worrying so much about guessing what the play call is.
Throwing on second down. Watson. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. And the Jags grab it. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
We got it. We got it.
And this is one of those bang-bang plays, Charles. Did the knee hit first or did the ball come out first?
This is where you need that 20/20 eyesight, don't you, Brandon? You've got to see which one happened first. If the knee hit the ground, then they will keep possession.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield and punch in the end zone without turning it over.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Check. Check. 54.
To throw is Watson. Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. Sacked by Yannick Ngakoue, the former Maryland Terp.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans.
Hey, I need one over here. Hey, 24.
Watson just beating the play clock. It's complete to Fuller. And the tackle going to be made at the 41 as they stop him a few yards short of the first. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. No one attempted or made more field goals than Fairbairn last year. He was 37 of 42.
And they were grateful for every one of those that put 3 points on the board. But I'll guarantee you, Bill O'Brien, the head coach, is thinking to himself, we need to use them a lot less in 2019. Let's make sure we score some more touchdowns.
At their own 25-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the three-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Super tough.
It's a gain of 9.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34.
Pick!
2nd and 1. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Give him the 3rd down conversion. 5 yards on the play.
First down, Jaguars.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Oliver, the tight end, making the catch. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
A 6-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd.
That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
On 2nd down, here's Fournette. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
You don't want no problems with me.
A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this 2nd week of the regular season.
Yeah, let's go. Pilot, 64, weak. Hey, 4-1 Mike.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Throw left side complete. That's Lee. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line.
They completed the screen on the perimeter, but boy, that was textbook defense. Exactly as you're taught to play against a wide receiver screen, and they snuffed it out for a loss of yardage.
On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds. And they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game. But this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
On 1st down, Watson, screenplay, Johnson. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 20. 10 yards there, good enough for a Texan 1st down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit.
Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. Josh Allen in there to drop him, and that will go in the books as the 1st sack of his young NFL career. Congratulations, young man. After the sack on first down, Watson. Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-round pick, D.J. Hayden.
Certainly feels like the classic second guess, but let's be honest about it. They had a chance going to halftime with the lead. Why did they take a chance with a throw there? I don't understand that.
Well, that's what I'm wondering, and now this defense has to try to protect that lead going into the locker room. But now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. To throw again on second down. Foles eluding the pressure right. Going for it all. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, right? Because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
So we've come upon halftime here in Houston, and it's the home team, the Texans, leading this one. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the third quarter. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, Watson. He's got Fuller. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on 3rd down. From the gun, here's Watson. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And that will be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
This will be taken at the 10. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Whitney Merciless, showing no mercy, flies in for the sack.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Now that after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. On play action, they'll throw. And he completes it to Westbrook. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
5 yards on the play. And it's third down.
So it's third and long, and defensively not a real surprise. They're in the dime. He'll look to throw. He's got the hook up to Lee. They convert on third with a gain of 22.
A gain of 22 yards. And the Jaguar first down.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Back to throw. And he will not be able to get away as Foles is taken down.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Foles. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Here's Logan Cook now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. Here's Jones on the return. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Watson now to throw. Open man, the tight end falls. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
19! Good. Watch the twist, watch the twist. Slam. Watch out, watch it. Check 13. 24. Good catch. Come.
A 1st down carry now for Miller. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
From the 38, Watson. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Yannick Ngakoue picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
That's his 2nd sack of the game, and the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans.
31.
3rd and long, it's Watson. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Yannick Ngakoue able to record his 5th sack of the season. Here's Brian Anger now, standing just outside his own goal line. Fielded at about the 28. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Foles. That's to his running back, Leonard Fournette. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. It's a gain of 9 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and short. Now Leonard Fournette, and he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A gain of just a yard, but it's a 1st down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the 1st level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the 2nd level.
And he gets halfway there, down to the 1-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
You got to be ready for anything when you play defense against this head coach. That is not something you'd expect to see here in the red zone, but it winds up getting them a few yards.
They'll try to punch it in with Fournette, and he'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown. Leonard Fournette, his 1st touchdown of the new season. And once again, the Jaguars are back out in front. Now Mike Tomlin says, let's go ahead and go for 2. And he will find the end zone here, and the lead moves up to 7. And, of course, on the 2-point try, had the option to run or pass. They pass it there, and it works.
Felt pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go! Let's go!
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Let's go, Heavy. Tell me what you got. What you got, Heavy? What you got, Heavy? Give me some. Give me some.
On 1st down, it's Watson. And all this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. 3 quarters have come and gone. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's Texans football, but they trail here as we get started in the 4th quarter. In 2018, Deshaun Watson had 5 fourth-quarter comebacks. Only Drew Brees of the Saints had more with 6. Now a 1st down throw, Watson. And Stills bringing it in. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. The Texans on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. To the air yet again, Watson. He finds his target, Fuller. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first. Watson now perfect since the second half started, 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10.
Check, 31.
Watson looks to throw again. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Fuller. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
The Texans on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. Back to throw, Watson. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Check Mike 50. Mike is a 50. Check Mike 50. Let's go.
Here we go on 4th. Watson. It's complete to Fuller. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on 4th. And the Jaguars are going to take possession here on the turnover on downs. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. Now a throw right side taken in here to start this drive. Touchdown, Jaguars! Josh Oliver with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned. But he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL, those tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. On 1st and 10, Watson. He finds Hopkins complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A well-executed 22-yard gain. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Watson going deep for Hopkins. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw, unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's the one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
So now 3rd and 10. They had the big play to start the drive, but 2 incompletions since. Here's Watson. He's going to launch this thing way downfield, and unable to connect, incomplete. Now, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. A 3rd down, he tried to stay in bounds, did all he could. He caught it, but was led a little bit too far.
Yeah, and that's always difficult, isn't it? Because you know half of your body is trying to stay behind while the other half is reaching out, trying to catch the football. The top half worked. It was the bottom half that was in question.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. They will indeed snap it to Watson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Marcel Darius flies in at 331 pounds for the sack. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball.
And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. J.J. Watt able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16.
Check. Hey, echo. 55. Check, 55. Mike, get in the weight room. Get in the weight room.
Foles. This one caught by his tight end, Oliver. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
It's a gain of 11.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
I think he's taking an awful chance with the football right there. You've got to lead, you've got to protect it, and he's taking chances putting it out there in a little bit of jeopardy.
Especially in a spot like this, 4th quarter, as you said, trying to cling to that advantage.
Yeah, that one probably should have been picked, huh?
So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
This is taken about 7 yards deep.
Let's go. Let's do it.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
Fact. Johnson, it's poked free. Football's out. And the Jags grab it. And he will take this down to the 10-yard line. Let's see now, Charles. 7 turnovers between last week and this week. 3 here in this game, 4 in last week's game.
You know I do my research, right? And I go all the way back to the best coaches that have ever been in this game. And all of them started with ball security in some form or another, understanding that taking care of the ball was the key to winning games. They can't believe what they're seeing right now because they spend all this time on it with the fundamentals, taking care of it, tucking it away, and they're not doing it.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, man, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Watch the pass.
To throw is Watson. Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. Calais Campbell finding his way home for the sack. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now a throw for the left sideline, and he's got it. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Now Watson. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. A.J. Boye with a pick. That is now 7 interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are, and hopefully they can correct them.
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 12-yard line.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Shut down. Motion. Check. Shift. Mike 41. Watch the run.
They'll run it again with Fournette. Spinning away. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. On 3rd down, Fournette. And he's able to pick up the 1st down here before he goes down at the 26. It's a 1st down following a gain of 3.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
So this will be a win for Jacksonville. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about